Hi. This is technically week 20 of the series online, but it's really week 21 in real time, in real life time. Last weekend, I was away, I was out of town, and I also had been feeling a lot of shame towards not getting to the mat at all. I had started doing flows with no hands and recording those, and I don't know, it got really hard. I got really depressed in how slow everything is taking me to do normal tasks. It's washing the cast is an extra step before bed, and I can't drive to see friends. I can't show up for people. I can't do as many things around the house. So I just got really sad and I got in my own head about it. I really wanted to come back to the mat. And so today I chose a 20-minute full body yoga to recharge by Yoga with Bird. Have always liked her stuff. But yeah, I've just been really debilitated by not just the physical, but the mental blocks and the mental constraints I've been putting on myself. So here's to doing a slow yoga for the week to get back into things. As a side note, I have applied to a trauma-informed 200-hour yoga teacher training. So that would be in early 2027, which would be really cool. Part of my motivation to get to the mat is also to be able to hopefully get approved into that program or accepted into that program, and then show up to the program ready and having some flexibility and stuff. So yeah, just haven't been moving my body, haven't been moving my mind, but we're back for, let's say, week 20. And yeah, thanks for being here for the journey. It's not easy to be consistent, even when you enjoy the thing, because I really enjoy this stuff.
Yeah, that stuff makes no sense sometimes when it's yeah, you know it's good for you and you know it feels good to do, but you just can't get yourself to do it. I know, it sucks to be stuck in those loops. Yeah, so this yoga flow was not hands-free, so I modified where I could. At first, it starts out with some neck stretches, neck rolls, things, pretty simple stuff. Yeah, I have not been walking, I have not been strengthening, I've been pretty noodling around, so it's going to be important for me not to let it all go. Been really building strength these past 4 months, so anyway. Yeah, this is a puppy pose, and thankfully it doesn't hurt to put pressure on my wrist and arm, lower arm, forearm. And this was supposed to be cat and cow with all fours on the ground, but I did it sitting instead, and you get a similar result, I feel. I guess you're just not using as much strength on your arms, so you're not strengthening as much as you are flexing. But yeah, some cat and cows. Oh my god, it felt so good just to open my arms. I feel like for me personally, if I don't take time to release and stretch, I will stay clenched all day, every day, even throughout the night. I clench my jaw, I clench my legs. It's just not, I don't know, it's not sustainable. That's where all the pain starts coming in. This was just what I noticed about this flow is that the instructor didn't really use flow names. They just kind of guided you through how to make the pose without naming it. So this one's just stretching the back of the leg, the ankle, things like that. This is an interesting way to teach a flow, so you don't feel, I guess, inferior as a student not knowing what the poses are. So it's not minimal cues, I guess. This is pretty cue centric. Alright, finally a child's pose for the first time in a long time. I forget even just 3 minutes of lying in this pose. No matter where you are, you can do it on hardwood, you can do it on tile, you can do it in the grass. Maybe not the grass with all the allergies kicking in. But yeah, it's such a good pose to come home to, I think. And it's really accessible. Yeah, I think I have to not get in my head about making practices this big thing again. I was doing really well about being satisfied with at least doing 10 minutes or 5 minutes where I could. And now that I've been out of it for a couple weeks, a couple weeks being about 2 weeks, I feel like, oh no, like I have these big expectations and these big goals. Like I need to be able to do an hour-long vinyasa, and I need to be able to do downward dog, and I can't do that without physical therapy. I can't do that till I'm out of the cast, or occupational therapy with my hands. And it's just a big spiral instead of taking any action. And it's a cycle I'm very familiar to. So this was a really gradual progression into boat pose, which was cool. And I was pleasantly surprised that I got through the instructor's 30 seconds of it, just because I haven't been strengthening my core at all. But I think I'm a little bit relieved that I could get through it. Yes, and then we're going all the way down for a full body stretch, and that felt so good. I was trying not to get too sleepy, but I could tell it was like evening time with the lighting. Yeah, some windshield wipers with the legs. Flossing the hips, that one always feels really good. It looks like I'm really relaxed, which is good. Like even though it's been a minute since I practiced relaxing or practiced this kind of mindfulness, like it wasn't super hard for me to just like slip back into it and chill. Is this like a supine twist? Is that what these are called? I guess is that my right leg in this? No, my left leg in this case should be straighter. It's just something to note for next time, but it's not. When the goal is to get to the mat, alignment and perfection on poses that focus should melt away, at least in my opinion. Have to rebuild a positive relationship towards like exercise and movement and progress. Yep, supine twist on the other side. Outside of the hand, I'm still dealing with acid reflux and gut issues and general inflammation and general trying to keep my life together. So I don't know how I've been going without doing this kind of stuff. I don't know if it's woo-woo or what, but I believe like relaxation and mindfulness like this decreases bodily inflammation. Like it clears my mind, it decreases inflammation in my body, my joints don't hurt as much. Like it feels like I went to a class maybe 2 years ago, and the instructor said that yoga is slow medicine, and it feels that way, especially when I'm like actually relaxing into it. It's one of the reasons why I'm so like passionate about it. When I had no tools left for my health and my brain and my mind, like mind health, this was the one that helped me get back on track, genuinely. There's some reclined pigeons. Yeah, and I had learned this from the other no hands video I did for, I guess it was like week 18 or 19. Um, and doing a reclined pigeon without using your hands, so without wrapping my hands around the back of my left foot, or now the back of my right foot, like forces you to use other muscles you wouldn't. So like I'm using my core to forcibly move my left foot into an angle and to feel that stretch in the thigh of my right foot. It's interesting and helpful, I think. No, I still have like another month and a half in a cast, so that's worst case, month and a half. Best case, another month. We're doing some bridges. I was a little bit scared for my lower back here because my lower back is so freaking sensitive. But yeah, it's like the instructor, she must be trauma informed. It was really cool what I learned about specifically trauma informed yoga, because I had gone to some trauma healing classes before in person, but like it was really like we journaled at the beginning of it, and then there was a prompt, and we journaled, and then we went into some like restorative poses afterwards. But trauma informed is like it's like an overarching theme within a flow, so you can apply trauma informed language and design into like a vinyasa flow or any other type of flow, which is cool. It's just really the way you deliver the guidance, and I thought it was really cool how like, you know, this instructor gives a lot of options for each, and like, okay, and just only get to where you need to go today. Don't push yourself, just meet your edge. Like, just very, very gentle in the way that she delivers her instructions. And I was like, wow, even on a micro level, like when I was in my deepest trauma inducing environment, I had no options. And so even on this small level of instructor, I like get worked up about it. I was like, I feel like that's so cool, and like such a subtle way to train the body that it's so, like, you're not trapped anymore. It's so cool. Sorry. But yeah, so trauma informed yoga is more like teaching in a specific way. All right, and so, you know, we did some bridge poses on and off, in and out with breath work. I did not push my lower back. I did try to keep my hips tucked in. I did try to keep my shoulders back. And then there's a very, very, very long shavasana. Sorry, it's pretty boring to watch, but when I did this yesterday, and so I was pleasantly surprised on, even though it's been a while since I've been practicing mindfulness, I've literally been on such a dopamine seeking cycle with like playing video games and being online and doom scrolling and all that stuff. Like, I've been on such a loop with that, and then I was really surprised how easy it was to actually come into shavasana and lie there, and I did not even feel my mind wandering that much. Granted, in the morning, my partner and I had done some gardening. We walked about 2.5 miles, so we walked into town. It wasn't like a exercise walk, but it still counts. But anyway, like maybe my body and mind were just so tuckered at that point that like it was really easy for me to relax. But I think that's kind of in general where I want to be. I want to be like physically and mentally fulfilled enough to be able to wind down at the end of the day. Like, that's just all, you know, in the society that we live in, that is like the baseline, and it's so hard to obtain. At least from my perspective, it feels very hard to obtain something as simple as that. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, or whatever. But I think, yeah, like, yeah, I don't know. I was surprised that I could get back into shavasana so well. And guess what? I did this flow this morning as well. It is a weekend, so we do have, you know, time and space, and it's a bit easier to fit it all in. But like, that's 2 days in a row compared to like 12. I can't even remember if it was 10, 12, or even for like 2 weeks, 14 days. Um, but yeah, straight chilling. And I think if I get into this teaching training, yeah, which is trauma informed YTT, which is really exciting. If I get into this program, first of all, I gotta figure out how to pay for it. Second of all, like, I don't know. I'm wondering what to do with that. Like, with content making, or. And I feel like it could be really, really transformative. It's like 6 months of 3 weekends out of every month. You're just there at the studio learning, doing, absorbing. Um, and it is very something that's been self-driven by me, so I think I will be really ecstatic to be there. I'm just, you just never know if you're going to be a good teacher actually on the outside of it. All right, so came out of this super long shavasana where I was yap, and oh, I did want to. I always do wonder what the role of music plays in yoga as well, like shavasana or whatever. Because I'm a music heavy person. But yeah, we're waking up the body, we're coming back, and rolling our shoulders one more time in one final cleansing deep breath. Namaste. All right.
Oh man, after not hitting the mat like for 10 to 12 days at a time, I remembered how good this feels and how important it is. And I'm so glad that today I got here and I did it. I feel like and I was doing really well in terms of taking care of myself and have fallen off it, but I am lowering the barrier to entry. So however long it takes for me to get back to more of like a vinyasa-y flow, however long it takes me to get uncasted, I can adapt, I can move forward, I can move through it. But yeah, this one was really nice, and this wasn't specifically no hands. I feel very relaxed now, and I think I needed that. I haven't been practicing any kind of mindfulness. I've been brain dumping online and all that stuff. Thanks for watching week 20. Super long shavasana, so that also helps, and I was pretty present. But yeah, no, and thanks for being here. See you for week 21 next week. Thanks so much.